right, good morning. I don't know if it's morning time when you see this. Stuff is in my beard, but or my little, what I call a beard. But I don't know if it's morning time when you watch this, but it's morning time for me. So, morning. So you see the title. Insecurities are just uncertainties. So I'm doing this series about insecurities. We all got them. We all have them. And they really hold us back from a lot of things. They hold us back from, things that we know we want to do. You know what I mean? Like, we all got this part of us that's just like itching to just get out there and just go change the world, just do big things, right? But we all got these insecurities, these uncertainties about us that we just not sure of, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, we just not, it's holding us back, it's keeping us from doing those things that we know we want to do, that we know, is going to bring us value, right? Because we all have something that we are either good at or that we can offer to the world that brings people value, that brings the world value. We all have something. The thing is, we have these insecurities or uncertainties, if you want to call it that, that tell us that, well, what if this happens, or what if that happens? What if people see this about me? What if people see that about me? Imposter syndrome, a lot of times is a big deal. And I can tell you from experience that, I have deep imposter syndrome sometimes. Even when I know I'm fully capable, but I still have imposter syndrome, even if I've done certain things before in the past. So insecurities are just uncertainties. So, and I can't look at the definitions right now, of course, because I'm driving. But uncertainty is actually in the definition of insecurity, right? You're uncertain about something about you. So the only way you could really get rid of an insecurity is to get firm about something, because the first definition of insecurity is just literally something not being firmly fixed, something that's prone to break, right? It's insecure. That really kind of sums up what a lot of people are going through. You know what I mean? Like, they feel they are close to breaking. A lot of times, a lot of people are just close to breaking, and there's these little cracks, these little chinks in the armor, that we call security. You know what I'm saying? These little chinks in the not chinks, I'm sorry, little kinks in the, if you want to call, emotional armor, right? And a lot of times these kinks turn into cracks. These cracks turn into complete fissures, and it just completely exposes us, right? And so a lot of times we hit what we call the breaking point. You know what I'm saying? Because that insecurity that we didn't address, it got to the point where it exposed us so much that now we're at this quote unquote breaking point, because we are just so overexposed that we didn't address that insecurity, that uncertainty, when we should have, right? So, and again, this is just my point of view. This is just how I see things. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I am just, a psychology nerd. But this is just how I see things, right? So hopefully my perspective can bring you some value. So again, insecurities are just uncertainties. There's something in your life that you are uncertain about. So say for instance if it's body image, you're uncertain of whether or not a particular part of your body, or your whole body, or is going to be accepted and appreciated, either by you or someone else, right? You think it's going to stop you from receiving whatever it is that you are trying to receive, whatever it is that you want to receive in life. You think that particular insecurity is going to stop you from getting that, right? Whether it's we all have these emotional needs. Shout out to Tony Robbins, but we all have these emotional needs, right? If you are insecure about your body, you think that is going to stop you from getting, love and connection. You know what I mean? Whatever emotional need that you are trying to fulfill. You know what I mean? Like you think that it's going to hold you back from that. You know what I mean? So, or you think you could be ridiculed. You think you could be ridiculed because of your body and how it is. So that threatens your need for significance. You know what I mean? Whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? So what we all need we need experiences. We need experiences, an activity, something that we can root ourselves into. You know what I'm saying? So I'll use, of course, boudoir as an example, obviously, because I'm a boudoir photographer. What a boudoir experience does for you is it roots you into that experience. So you go into a boudoir experience and you're thinking, I can never do this, even after you've booked the session, even after you've paid for the session. You're still thinking like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? I can't do this. I've had people literally almost back out of a session after they've already paid. They almost backed out of the session because they had that much anxiety, right? Like literally a week before their session, everything, like their session fee was already paid and all of that, and they almost backed out. And I had to kind of talk them down, you know what I mean, to get them to go through with it, because I wasn't about to just keep their money. You know what I mean? I already had their facility booked and all of that stuff, and hair and makeup booked and all of that. So I wasn't about to just keep their money. Like, if you're going to book me, I want you to go through with the session. I need you to go through with the session, right? Because the value that I get, the money is necessary, obviously, to keep my business afloat. But the value that I get is from seeing seeing that transformation after your session. And that's what I'm getting to in this point. When you come into the session, the time leading up to the session, you are still uncertain. You are completely uncertain. A lot of people think that once I book it, then it's then that's going to give me the certainty. But no, it's actually going to, and full transparency, I'm just letting you know, if you book a session, it's actually going to make that uncertainty a little bit worse, because now you actually have to go through with it. You're not just thinking about it like, oh, that would be cool, that would be fun to do someday. No, once you book the session, the anxiety actually goes up, because now you have to go through with it. You have to actually have this experience now. So, the anxiety and the uncertainty is going to go up. Up until the point where you get to your session and you start doing, your hair and your makeup and all of that, and that kind of gives you the ability and the time to relax. But up until the point where you do that first couple poses and I start taking pictures, and you finally see yourself on camera and see how good you look, just see what you paid for. You know what I'm saying? You get to see what you sat hair and makeup for. You know what I mean? What you sat there and sipped wine for. Once you see the results, or just the initial results of what you look like on that camera, that's the moment where the transformation happens, when you realize, like, oh, okay, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that right there is when you start to create that certainty that you've been looking for. You know what I mean? So you go into a session, insecure, uncertain, as soon as you step through the door, you're still insecure, you're still uncertain, even after you've booked the session. Once you see that first picture on that camera, that's when you start to get a lot more certain. Like, okay, I can do this. Okay, yes, I am beautiful. Yes, I am sexy. Yes, this is me. Like this was worth it. You know, this was worth the, you know, anxiety and all of that. Like this is worth it, right? So that is the thought process of what happens when you have a boudoir experience, right? You go from that insecurity and that uncertainty, you know, to even more insecurity and uncertainty after you book. You know, then once you see that first picture on that camera, that's when you start to get a little more certain. You start to get a little bit more relaxed. You start to get more secure within yourself. Like, okay, you know, I'm out of my element right now, but it feels good, right? And that right there, that's where confidence actually comes from, right? So again, we all need some type of experience, some type of activity, some type of moment, some type of idea, some type of memory, right? That's going to help us build that bridge towards certainty, to build that bridge towards securities, to build that bridge towards confidence, right? They don't just come out of nowhere, you know, it comes from action. So if a boudoir experience is the action that you want to take, then obviously I can help you with that. You know, if you are interested, then send me an email, stan@respecthercurves.com, or you can just send me a text, 567-298-0297, or just go to respecthercurves.com, and all the information on how to book your session is right there. Be sure to join our Facebook group if you're not already in it. Of course, if you're in the Facebook group, you're watching this right now, and I appreciate you being a part of the community. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing videos about, you know, this whole series is going to be about, you know, insecurities and how we're going to get past them, and how we're going to, build up that confidence in ourselves, because, you know, that's necessary. Again, like, you know, the experience, especially a boudoir, but the experience is going to help lead you towards, you know, that confidence, that security, that certainty, you know. But I want to help you, you know, build that bridge even before you get to that point where you book a session. So that's the whole point of these videos. If it's brought you value, please let me know. Or even if you disagree, if you see it a different way, you know, please leave me a comment and let me know what your thoughts is. I'm happy to, you know, have a discussion about it. Like I said, you know, I'm not a psychologist. You know, I'm just a guy with an opinion. You know, an opinion in the camera. So, hopefully, like I said, hopefully this brought you some value. Whether it did or it didn't, let me know in the comments below. I'll talk to you next time.